Happy, what's today? Today's Wednesday, right?
As far as I know, it is, yeah.
Happy Wednesday. And if you're listening at another time, happy whatever day that time may be. I'm Justin.
And I'm JP.
We're the Podcasting Dead. And, we kind of talk about The Walking Dead. And I saw an article on comicbook.com last night that I just figured was worth a discussion here on the channel. And that is the fact that Rick Grimes, actor Andrew Lincoln, is returning to The Walking Dead set in Season 10.
So what's the deal with that? What's the scoop, man? I'm curious.
The deal is supposedly he's coming back to direct some.
To direct?
That's what they say.
Has he directed anything up until this point?
Well, what I was reading is that he's going to shadow the directors.
Right.
So that he kind of can learn the ins and outs of directing, I guess, and then he's going to maybe take the reins and do some directing.
So he's basically going from lead actor to intern? Is that what you're telling me?
That's what it sounds like. It's a great way to look at it, yeah.
Huh.
But it's got me thinking, and I mean, usually when it comes to conspiracy theories, it's you.
Oh yeah, that's my bread and butter, baby.
And I'm the one that is just saying that they sound absurd. However, I think there could be. I'm not 100% into this, but I feel like there could be something more to this.
All right, let's hear it.
Just hear me out.
All right.
What if Rick doesn't die this season? What if it's left open-ended? Even if, like he's bleeding out and you might assume he dies, but like he gets on a helicopter and flies off into the sunset or whatever, you know what I mean? Because Shane's there. Obviously, I feel like, John Bernthal was spotted on set, so I feel like there's got to be some kind of hallucination or something, but I don't think that necessarily means he dies. Maybe like he's bleeding out. But what if they do, they leave it open-ended, Rick leaves, but he doesn't die in front of us. And what they're doing is they want it to be a surprise for folks, and he's going to come back in Season 10. But they know, you see how much trouble they have with leaks on set. I mean, everything gets leaked.
It's true.
I mean, just an actor being on set, which is supposed to be a closed set most of the time, they still somehow get spotted by people that are climbing the walls and everything. So what if that's their reasoning for having him there? That's what they're saying, is that he's shadowing the director. But really, they're bringing him back. They just wanted it to be a surprise, and this is kind of the what they want us to think is happening when it's not. What do you think? I had a really hard time trying to get that out the way I wanted it to sound.
Yeah, it's a lot of details, man. A lot of speculation. I don't know if he's, this is all just him trying to leverage more money. Maybe they finally made him an offer that he can live with or whatever. Not that he can't live with the millions he's making now, but
right.
Maybe they finally threw that number out that he's happy with, and he's like, well, perhaps I'll come back in the 10th season. We'll build speculation through the second part of the 9th season because I'm Andrew Lincoln and I'm from England.
I know that he's British, but I didn't know he was a Knight of the Round Table.
He's got a varied background. He does.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, so it's just got me thinking. I mean, that very well could just be. But the thing was, I thought he was leaving the show because he wanted to spend more time with his family.
Yeah. But
if he's going to be directing next season, and then you get a lot of little details, and we'll learn more as it comes out. But maybe directing won't have him away as long. Maybe he's not going to help shadow every single episode. So maybe he can fly out for a couple of days, shadow the director, and then fly back. And maybe that's how he will be able to still spend time with his family, but be a part of the show. But I don't know, man. I just feel like there could be something more to that.
I think if I was a cast or crew member or whatever, I'd be so pissed off because, clearly ratings are going to drop, after he leaves. Going to continue to drop. And then you're like, this asshole is just coming back on set just to rub our noses in it, just, to direct. You can come in to direct, but you can't, be on the show. So maybe we keep our following and keep our jobs and... You
think that might be how? I don't know.
That's how I feel
there's
about
a lot of love on that set. I don't know that they would necessarily be angry at him for that. You got to think he's been doing this for 9 freaking years.
Like I said before, man, you take on the lead role, you take on a responsibility. You're the captain of a ship. People's jobs, livelihoods depend on you, and you're a big you're a dick for just throwing up your hands.
This is JP's thoughts, not the podcasting beds.
Absolutely, they're mine, man. It's just like David Duchovny leaving the X-Files, just like Topher Grace leaving that '70s show, man. I mean, how about a little loyalty? I mean, I've been working the same job I've hate for a decade, but I mean, hey, you stick with it.
But wouldn't you leave if you had a chance to do something better in a heartbeat?
And not if I was getting over the people I've worked with for 10 years.
I mean, I'm sure somebody.
Because see, I have this thing called loyalty that's lost to most people nowadays. I actually care about the people in my life. I think Andrew Lincoln is greedy. I think he's opting for a bunch of... I think it's all a big money grab. That's all I think it is. I think maybe
greedy.
He's had some movie offers probably. And he's just like, for me to turn down these offers, you're going to have to back up the Brinks truck and dump a big bunch of money on my front porch. And then when they were like, well, we can bump you up a little, Andrew, but, ratings are dropping some. We can't, pour as much as you want. He was like, well, cheerio then. I'll just take my British butt back to England and, maybe do something for BBC America.
Pretty sure no British people talk like that anymore.
And then go to Hollywood, just like Karen Gillan did, and then get on with the MCU.
She's British too, isn't she?
She is British.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't realize that until very recently.
Yeah.
She does a very very good.
Beautiful.
Good American
I went to a Raleigh Comic Con. She was supposed to be there, but she wasn't. From what I understand, the only way she will actually show up at a Comic Con she's scheduled at is if Matt Smith will be there.
Who's Matt Smith?
He played the 11th Doctor. It was her co-star for years and years.
Was she on Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, I don't know. JP's a huge Doctor Who fan. I have yet to watch it. I want to. I'd never had a chance to really get into it. But man, that would have been really cool to meet her. Be like, I love Nebula. Man, Nebula's a badass.
I still got to meet Kevin Conroy. That was the main thing, but I really wanted to meet her.
So I just can't believe how you think Andrew Lincoln is a douche.
I think he's a dick.
He's got kids, man. They live in Britain. I mean, he wants to be around his family, his wife.
Bullshit, man. He's been happy to be away from them for this many seasons.
While I disagree, I will say I love your enthusiasm.
He's looking for a big payday. And I'm sure, like many actors, he is tired of playing the same role. But like I said, you take on the lead actor, you have a responsibility.
I don't think they thought this show was going to get as big as it did, though. I mean, he took the lead role, and they kind of just were taking a shot in the dark. I mean, it was the first time ever there was a show about zombies. The zombie genre has always been popular, but it's always had kind of a cult following as far as movies and stuff. I think video games helped bring them a little more mainstream, but but I think that when they did this, they didn't expect it to get as big as it did. I mean, it's based off of Robert Kirkman's graphic novels. I think they thought, it could be big, but we'll just kind of see where it goes. Right now, we're just happy to be able to do this. And then, I mean, here we are 9 seasons later, and he's like, man, I'm kind of missing out on my children's childhood. I didn't really know the show would be this big.
So what? He can't bring him to America. Look, you buy the ticket, you take the ride. Andrew Lincoln. I think
his kids probably know people. I mean, it's hard on a kid to uproot them like that and just move them. They don't adjust the way that adults adjust.
Yeah, for millions of dollars, believe me, I would take my family to Botswana.
Right, that might be true. For a couple $1 million, they better learn to adjust pretty quickly.
That's what I'm saying. Nah, they believe me.
I think there could be more to this, though. I think that, and I mean, I might be wrong. I'm not.
There's more money in Andrew Lincoln's pockets.
No, I think that what they wanted to do was they wanted to do another big shocker. I think that they wanted they want us to, I think that they want to do something that we don't see coming. I mean, for a while, every move they've made, if you just get on the internet, you know what they're going to do before they do it. Even this, I mean, they pulled the trailers. They had the trailers up, and then once word got out that he was confirmed to be leaving the show, they pulled the trailers only to add the little subtitle, Rick Grimes' final episodes or final season, whatever it says.
Yeah, they probably had to do a bunch of last minute rewrites too.
So I think they were like, crap, he wasn't really he's not leaving. He was going to be gone for a while and he was going to come back. But of course that got leaked out. So, how can we continue with our plan but keep it disguised? And they were like, hey, If you get spotted on set, they're going to immediately know you're back. Why don't we say that you're doing some kind of directing or you want to get into directing? So then that way, when people see you on set, it's not as. But see, if people do spot him on set, though, the thing is, if he's dressed like Rick,
right,
that's where they're going to be like,
I mean,
but still, I think there could be more to this.
Didn't Gimple or one of these guys make a statement saying that like this will be a very final end for Rick Grimes? It's not going to be something to leave the viewers in speculation. You know, will he come back? When's he coming back? What's up with Rick Grimes?
I'm not going to say that didn't happen, but I haven't seen that because everything I've read still like says like when it's talking about what could happen to Rick, most always an option is he doesn't die, that he just goes off. Like he just leaves. I don't think that they've confirmed that he dies. I think that they've just, but I'm not saying that wasn't said, but I don't think that they've confirmed that he actually dies yet.
I feel like I read a tweet that said something
I don't trust anything Scott Gimple says.
Well, yeah, that's true. But
at this point, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even blame them. At this point, everything gets leaked out so bad. If they flat out lied, I wouldn't be mad at them. I mean, I don't blame you, dude. You try to write this show with twists and turns and things you don't see coming, and bam, every time, like good for Game of Thrones. They film like in so many different locations. I guess it's really hard for these bloggers and stuff to get out there and get these spoilers, or maybe they have a more tight-lipped crew. Because one way, I was looking at ways that they leak this information, and the way that like Walking Dead storylines get leaked, you got to think of the process it goes through. It gets filmed. You've got a crew there on set. They film. Then you've got a production crew that sits there and edits everything. Then it has to be shipped off to another company to dub over all these other languages. So it gets seen by quite a few people before it ever makes it to our TVs. So there's lots of opportunity there for someone to record what they're seeing or just to run their mouth and tell people. Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe there could be more to it. I mean, in my mind, I feel like that still doesn't make it spoiler proof. I feel like that in their minds, if they were doing that, if they were going the route of Rick's coming back, but we don't want people to know, so we're going to say Andrew Lincoln is directing, that'll help stop the rumors of him being on set and everything. But I just still don't think that's spoiler proof. By the time it goes through production and goes through, like getting the other like languages in there and captions and things like that, you still have a ton of people that have seen it. But I don't know, man. I love the show, and as you and I have mentioned, and I saw something, and I won't get on Fear too much because, we have a podcast specifically about Fear the Walking Dead, but I just want to say, I saw something the other day. It was like basically an article. It was like related articles, and it said something to the effect of why this season is proof that Fear the Walking Dead just needs to end. Talking about this season, I'm like, you and I have said it on other podcasts. Like, I love the Walking Dead universe, and yes, I will continue to watch without Rick Grimes, but it's not going to feel the same without Rick Grimes. It's just not. Like, knowing he's there in that universe, it just holds everything together for me.
Yeah, you need that epicenter,
just knowing that he's there, he's a part of this universe. But, I don't know. Do you think what do you think? In the back of your mind, do you think Rick Grimes is going to actually die and just be done? Andrew Lincoln's not coming back. I could see him coming back as like a hallucination. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's not coming back fully.
Like a Force ghost.
Right, but like he'll come back. That would be awesome. Hey, man, when you die, you get to come back as these Force ghosts. Yeah. It's awesome. Come here, Michonne. But maybe it's that. Maybe it's not that. Maybe with the John Bernthal thing, they finally realized that, dude, we can't surprise this audience anymore. It's too large. Too many people are looking for spoilers. They would have John Bernthal spotted on set and completely spoil. It completely spoiled the surprise of seeing Shane, which I imagine sitting down and watching this and seeing Shane pop up as a hallucination would have been insane. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh my God, this is awesome. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe Rick is going to die, but he's going to come back as a hallucination to maybe Maggie, Daryl, Michonne, many people whose lives he's been a big part of. And maybe that's what it is. They've got him directing, but really he's just going to guest. He's just going to have a guest appearance in an episode in season 10, and that's how they're trying to disguise it. The possibilities are endless.
It's true. Well, all we can do is wait and see.
And I didn't mean to go off on my own thing, but what do you, going back to it, I sometimes I get something on my mind and I have to just go with it. What do you think is going to happen to Rick Grimes?
Man, I can't even guess at this point. I don't know. I mean, with the
Give me your most reasonable guess so that we can weigh it when it finally happens, or once we get into the season. How do you see it happening?
I mean, clearly they're setting up some kind of larger group or community with the helicopters and stuff. I guess it'll have to do with that. With Carl gone, he won't have as much reason for staying, and maybe Michonne.
So you don't think he's going to die?
Yeah, I think it may appear as though he's mortally wounded, but
if he leaves, he better not take Michonne with him, because that is my second favorite character. I mean, really taking Rick out of the equation, because Rick's the obvious choice for a lot of people's favorites, I think, because he's just who we started the show with. So taking him out of the equation, Michonne is my favorite character on this show. I've been going back through every year when it gets ready to start back up. I go back through and watch as much of the show as I can to kind of be caught back up on it. So I'm just now getting through season 3.
Yeah. And
I love Michonne, man. Denai Guerrero is such a dynamic actress.
Oh, she's beautiful, yeah.
And I love her. So if he leaves, damn it, for whatever reason, he better not take Michonne. I hate that it would break her heart, but I can't lose Rick and Michonne.
No, we can't do
Then
that.
I just have no point.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear more discussion on ways that Andrew Lincoln will be exiting the show, we're going to have a podcast that'll be up tomorrow. We're going to discuss some of the theories we've seen, some of our own theories, but just ways that Rick will leave the show, be it death, be it helicopter, whatever. We're going to have a podcast up tomorrow about that. So make sure you head on over to our channel and click subscribe. Also hit the little bell notification beside the subscribe button so it'll let you know when we post new videos. Comment. Let us know what you think. Again, this is not trying to say like with certainty like Andrew Lincoln is definitely going to be, Rick's going to survive somehow. We know it now. It's confirmed. But it does make me think. What do you think? Do you think that he is just straight up trying to do some shadow directing, or do you think there might be something they're covering up with a possible return with this explanation? And do you think that Andrew Lincoln is a douche like JP does? Obviously, most of us know Andrew Lincoln is not a douche, at least not for leaving the show. Anyone that has kids and a family probably wants to spend more time with them and not have their kids grow up without them there to see it.
With his kind of money, you can make arrangements to see your family and stay on this show.
But I'm sure there are some people out there that agree with JP. So, yeah, lots of things to comment about in the comment section. We love the comments, even the bad ones, like even the trolls we get a good laugh out of. It's always fun. So leave us something in the comments section, subscribe, and we will catch you tomorrow. I'm Justin.
Or he could just start a new American family, just start a whole new family. Anyway, yeah, we'll get into all that. Later podcast, what was the question?
You usually sign off with your name.
Oh, right. I'm JP.
We're the Podcasting Dead. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Bye.